Namo Buddhaya, the Satasahasrika Prajnaparamita Sutram, the large sutra on perfect wisdom, the chapter 29, the heretics. Thereupon 100 wanderers of other sects with hostile intent approached to where the Lord was. And it occurred to Śakra, those 100 wanderers of other sects approach with hostile intent to where the Lord is. What if now, as much as I have learned of the perfection of wisdom from the Lord, if I repeat just that, so that those heretical wanderers, when they have approached, do not cause an obstacle to the Lord and to the perfection of wisdom being preached. Thereupon Śakra, chief of gods, repeated as much of the perfection of wisdom as he had learned. Thereupon those wanderers of other sects, having from afar reverently saluted the Lord, again went away by that path, by that door. Thereupon it occurred to the venerable Śāradvatīputra, for that reason have those heretical wanderers, after they had from afar reverently saluted the Lord, again gone away by the path, by that door. The Lord read Shariputra's thought and said to him, "It is because Śakra, chief of gods, has brought to mind this perfection of wisdom. Because, Shariputra, I see not even one single salubrious Dharma in those heretical wanderers. They all wanted to approach with hostile intent, with thoughts of enmity. Nor do I see any more in this world with its gods, Maras, Brahmas, Ramanas, and Brahmanas, who, when this perfection of wisdom is being demonstrated, could approach with hostile intent or with thoughts of enmity. That cannot possibly be, and why? Because all the gods in this great telecosmos sees this perfection of wisdom, and so do the disciples, the Pratyeka Buddhas, and the Bodhisattvas, the great beings. And why? Because they have all issued from the perfection of wisdom. Moreover, in all the countless world system, in the 10 directions, all the Buddhas and Lords, together with their congregations of disciples, assist this perfection of wisdom, and so do the Pratyeka Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and the gods, Nagas, Yakshas, Gandharvas, Asuras, Garudas, Kinnaras, and Maharagas. And why? Because they all have issued from the perfection of wisdom. Thereupon it occurred to Mara, the evil one, the 4 assemblies are seated face to face with the Tathagata, and so are the gods of the realm of desire and of the realm of form. In this assembly, Bodhisattvas, great beings, are sure to be predicted to full enlightenment. Let me now approach to where the Lord is in order to blind them." Thereupon Mara, the evil one, conjured up a fourfold army and wanted to approach where the Lord was. Thereupon it occurred to Śakra, chief of gods, "Surely this is Mara, the evil one, who, having conjured up a fourfold army, wants to approach to where the Lord is. But this array of the fourfold army of Mara, the evil one, is not such as the array of the fourfold army of King Bimbisara, or of King Prasenajit, or of the Shakyas, or the Likchavis. This fourfold army has been conjured up by Mara, the evil one. For a long time indeed has Mara, the evil one, looked for a chance to do harm to the Lord, has intended to hurt beings who exert themselves rightly. I will now bring this perfection of wisdom to mind, recall and repeat it." Thereupon Śakra, chief of gods, called to mind this perfection of wisdom and repeated it in his memory. Immediately Mara, the evil one, turned back on the path, on the door by which he had come. Thereupon the gods of the 33, etc., to the highest gods in this assembly, conjured up heavenly flowers, flew through the air and scattered and showered them over the Lord. And they spoke these words: "For a long time surely has this perfection of wisdom been pursued by the men of Jambudvipa. Certainly, as long as the men of Jambudvipa pursue this perfection of wisdom for so long, in the grand telecosm, in the world system, in the 10 directions all around, the Tathagata will not disappear, the Dharma will last long, the jewel of the Sangha will be manifest in the world, and the specific practices of the Bodhisattvas, the great beings, will be conceived. And in whichever part of the world those sons and daughters of good family will bear in mind this perfection of wisdom and make it into a book, there one would accept them to be born of light, protected by severance, and free from darkness and blindness, the Lord. So it is, Kaushika, so it is, a deity, so it is. As long as the man of Dhammadvipa will pursue this perfection of wisdom for so long, the Tathagata will not disappear, the Dharma will last long, and the jewel of Sangha will be conceived in the world, etc. In the great Ujjwala cosmos, in the world systems, in the 10 directions all around, the Tathagata will not disappear, free from darkness and blindness. Thereupon those deities once more conjured up heavenly kusuma flowers, scattered them over the Lord, and spoke these words: Mara has his hosts will have no chance to harm those sons and daughters of good family who take up this perfection of wisdom, etc., to wisely attend to it. We also, Lord, will constantly and always arrange for the shelter, defense, and protection of this son or daughter of good family. And why? For they will be endowed with no small wholesome root. They have fulfilled their duties under the genius of the past. They have honored many Buddhas. They have been taken hold of by the good spiritual friends. And why? One should search for all knowledge through the perfection of wisdom. This perfection of wisdom in its turn should be searched for through the perfection of wisdom. And why? Because, O Lord, the perfection of wisdom is not one thing and all knowledge another, but perfect wisdom and all knowledge are not two or divided, the Lord. So it is Kaushika, so it is that all knowledge of the Tathagatas has issued from the perfection of wisdom and vice versa. And why? For the perfection of wisdom is not one thing and all knowledge another. All knowledge is one thing and the perfection of wisdom another, but perfect wisdom and all knowledge are not two or divided. This is the end of the 29th chapter of the large sutra on perfect wisdom, Satasahasrika Prajnaparamita Sutram.